Now, the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokum, has ordered the immediate withdrawal of all police personnel previously deployed to seal and safeguard the local government secretariats in Rivers State. The IGP has also directed the unsealing of the local government secretariats, which were earlier secured by police personnel. A statement by the spokesperson of the Rivers State Police Command, Grace Iringe Koko, notes that decision is in line with the commitment of the Nigeria Police Force to ensure neutrality and the smooth functioning of democracy. It is disclosed that the police will only be redeployed to the councils in the event of any crisis or breakdown of law and order, where emergency measures will be swiftly implemented to restore normalcy. Well, we'll now cross live to Rivers State, where Arise correspondent Andy Omano has been on the ground since the proceeding of the election and, of course, is standing by to provide an update on the situation in the state. Good afternoon, Andy. We're all anticipating hearing what the situation is on the ground in Port Harcourt.
Thank you so much for having me once more. The situation on ground here in Port Harcourt, the Rivers State capital, is just like every other local government area. Do remember that the Rivers State does have 23 local government areas, and the chairman having been sworn in yesterday by Governor Sim Fubara. This morning, it was the turn of this sworn-in chairman of local government area to equally swear in their councillors. As I speak with you, I am a stone throw from Obiakpo local government area, where the elected local government chairman, Chijioke Ihunwo, just swore in 17 councillors in the legislative chambers of that local government area. And immediately after that, he did address a press conference that lasted for less than 10 minutes. But as soon as that press conference was done with, what we heard was sporadic shooting around the Obiakpo local government secretariat. And for about 15 minutes, you know what will happen. Heads were let loose and people were running helter-skelter. As I speak, as I do this crossover, there is palpable fear here. People who are around are trying to see how they can exit the place. We got to understand that there are a faction. The gunmen, I should say, belong to a faction that are not in tandem with this new local government chairman who has just been elected and sworn in yesterday, and him subsequently swearing in the 17 councillors. But the good news, I must say, is that these gunmen, men of the Nigeria police, men of the civil defense, local vigilante groups have been able to repel these gunmen, and the situation is still tense. But order has been restored to some level.
Thank you for that update. Now, just before we crossed over to you, we just shared a story about how police have withdrawn from the local government secretariats. Given these developments, are we seeing more police presence, or what's the status of police presence currently?
Yes, we have a couple of policemen around here, the ones who were on the entourage of the executive chairman of
Andy, I hate to interrupt you. Is that man behind you injured? Is that part of the scuffle? There's a man behind you being ushered into a car.
Yes, it has to do with that crisis, really. It has to do with the crisis. Remember, I told you that we just needed to move to a very safe place to be able to do this crossover. We had actually wanted to do this crossover directly in front of Obiakpo local government area. But as I speak with you now, the place is like a war zone, vehicles trying to exit the local government area, and even human beings also trying to leave. What you saw in my back is one of those who may have sustained one form of injury or the other. The situation, I must report quickly, is that it is tense here, and nobody knows what is going to happen. But what I can also report is the fact that the gunmen who came and were shooting sporadically has been able to be repelled by a combination of men of the Nigeria police, civil defense, OSPAC, that is the local vigilante group here in Port Harcourt, and other local security agencies. That's the situation as we speak. But the atmosphere here is still tense. People are trying to exit in and around the Obiakpo local government area as quickly as possible for their safety.
Now, what about what may be happening in other local governments? Is there a sense that there would be some sort of clash that will follow the swearing in of other councillors around the state?
Yeah, that is not unlikely. That is not unlikely. We got information from a reporter in Eleme local government area that early this morning, a dynamite exploded in Eleme local government area, setting part of that secretariat on fire. Vehicles and other valuable items were affected, but that was the level to which we got that. In Ogba, Ndoni local government area, the man who was sworn in yesterday, that is the local government chairman, was refused access into the local government area because protesters besieged the local government area, and so he was unable to access. In Ikwere local government area, as at 1 hour ago, I wouldn't know if that situation has changed. As at 1 hour ago, the local government chairman has not been able to access, but he was trying to do the swearing in Elele, a neighboring community to Ikwere local government area. And so that's the situation, but there are local government areas that the swearing in of their chairman went on very, very smoothly without any hitch. But this is not the case in all the 24 local government areas. But do remember, I must quickly add, as if the governor envisaged that this is going to happen today. Yesterday, when he was to swear in the 23 rather, I should say, 23 local government chairmen, he did told them that in case there's going to be anything untoward in terms of security breach, anybody wanting to come to foment trouble, they should not raise a finger. They should do their own thing or probably exit the position. I want to believe the governor gave that advice against the backdrop of information that the opposition camp is trying to foment trouble in Rivers State in order to open way for a likely declaration of a state of emergency. But I think the local government chairmen are trying to be very careful so that that particular stage is not given. Because if that happens, what that means is the governor will be affected. This newly sworn in local government chairman, 23 of them, and even the 319 councillorship candidates who are taking their oath of office today would also be affected. So everybody, I want to believe, is trying to tread carefully so that situation is not given fillip. Over.
All right, thank you so much for that. Now, just before we go, given these developments, we've seen the role of the police being extremely critical, whether it be their presence or their absence over the past few days. Where do you see the police fitting into the way things are going to unravel today?
Well, I see the police, I see a situation with the police who try, because the situation here is very, very technical, I must say, because the police cannot afford to take side. The IGP haven't asked the police to exit the entrances to the local government area because, chairman, duly elected chairman have been sworn in. Because the excuse before now was that CTC chairman, caretaker committee chairman, were not recognized by law. It was on the strength of that the secretariats were occupied by men of the Nigerian police. So having been withdrawn this morning, I see a situation where the police is going to play a balancing game, ensuring that there is security in and around Rivers State. If the people did not see that, it will have given bent to the allegation before now that the police seems to be taking side when it comes to this Rivers State political crisis. But I think it will be better for the police to be neutral because, as is often said, the police is a friend to everyone, irrespective of your political, religious, or ethnic leaning.
Absolutely, absolutely. Andy Omanu live from Port Harcourt, Rivers State, giving us an update of the aftermath of the local government elections that took place over the weekend. Thank you so much. And of course, we will keep you posted with all the developments as they happen.